Hello, hello, my friends. I have got an incredibly janky setup here for this sort of stream. I was just trying to figure it out right up until the last minute, but it is nice to be here and see everyone. Chats and comments I will post and pin and talk about stuff. We are here today to basically go over a basic trip that I made to get some new CDs. I will show you what those new CDs are. I'm trying a little something new here. I have an extra camera. As you can see, it's a little bit delayed, but this is going to be used to showcase the actual CDs that I have. So let me just adjust what we have going on here, try to make it a little bit better. I might be able to zoom in a little bit more if you'll be patient with me. So I'm using an extra phone here as a secondary camera. And it's a little bit interesting. There is a selection of camera that on here that I can use. I'm not really sure how I can change the view. So anyways, we'll just go with that. I don't want to be doing technical issues while I'm live streaming. That's not as much fun for everybody. So let me just zoom into the mat. That will be clear and good enough for most people. Nobody's staring at my toes. Anyhow, hopefully this is live. Let me just double check on my end here as well. Want to make sure that it is out and live streaming. There we go. So it seems like sound is okay. Everything else is good. Want to double check my stream. There we go. Okay. So we're good. Basically, okay, so what I want to do first is I want to screen share. I'm going to go to a tab on my YouTube. This is basically going to be a walkthrough of the store that I picked up my CDs at. So this will just be a basic kind of rundown of like where I was at today and that kind of thing. So I think this will be good. Share with audio. Cool. Okay. So now I can remove this one, add this one, put myself in the corner. I'm no baby. And we will check out the store that I was at today. It is called Sonic Boom. It's in Toronto. There's some music in the background. I assume that it's copyright free. Doesn't really matter. I basically just want to have this playing to showcase the space that I was in today and the kinds of options that they have for music lovers. Now, shout out to whomever's channel this is. You see that the name is in the bottom corner there, so shout out to them. Actually, move my face out of the way so you can see the name of the channel. There we go. So they actually have a lot of vinyl, a lot of CDs. This looks like they still had the vinyl selections on the top floor. They've had a lot of like flair and finesse to the shop. Makes it really comfortable, music loving, that kind of thing. I really appreciate this kind of nostalgic almost feel and welcome as a music lover in the industry and as a fan of audio gear, and still like there's a storefront where you can go and pick up your gear. This is really kind of incredible. You don't see this very much. So anyhow, there's racks and racks of vinyl. There's all kinds of CD selection rows like you see here. They're all listed in terms of their genre, displayed for what's new, what's used. A lot of it is used and traded CDs. There's stuff that comes in all the time, like constantly. Every week there's new selections of CDs. So if there's anything that you'd want to find, this is the place that you would want to go and find it. If you're in Toronto and downtown, this is right in the downtown core, located at Spadina and just north of Queen, south of Dundas. If you're in Toronto, you'll know exactly where that is. For everybody else that's geographically adjacent, let's just say, then you may not recognize any of those names. But anybody in Toronto will be familiar enough to find their way. So I didn't film anything on my own. I did continue on to another location, another audio store, which I will show. Yeah, they do still exist. Yes, absolutely. And this is one of the things, and the reason why I even said earlier, like I forced myself to go and do this because exactly that response. Wow, they still exist, and I've known about this for quite some time. Like there's even cassettes that are being produced and made and on sale. So it's really incredible. Tape decks, old tape decks, blanks. Like there are people that still use a lot of this older technology, and there's lots of options. $3 that was. I'm not sure about that turntable on the left. I'm unsure if that's going to continue working. Anyhow, so that is essentially Sonic Boom, Toronto, 215 Spadina Avenue. You can still go there. I was there today and purchased a whole bunch of CDs. But that's not all. That's not all of the trip. Let me remove this. I continued on my journey to another location, which was a really big staple for Toronto in the hi-fi realm anyways. And I'm going to call upon a presentation by a fellow in the Toronto area who's done some reviews of quite a number of things, including the Toronto Audio Fest, which is Bad Monkey Finger. His videos have been quite entertaining. He has pretty good dialogue and narration throughout his videos. So I just want to play some of his video of Babelor Radio, which is another really large audio shop that's in Toronto that still has all kinds of options, current technologies, current brands, B&W, Dolly, KEF, ELAC. They have Cambridge Audio, Moon Audio, Bryston Audio. There's quite a number of brands that are classic and well known in the business. It's one of the largest shops that we have in Toronto. So I just wanted to show a little bit of his video and talk about a little bit of what we see. They did upgrade the store recently. There's just lots to see here. I did put some photos up online, which you can tell there's some of the decorations still the same. Some of the lighting and the trees are still the same. Some of the displays are changed up a little bit as their products change and they sell, and you don't quite have the same number of selections available. I don't necessarily need to hear what he's talking about, so I will mute that. Moon Audio, Blue Sound Node, Bryston preamp, could be a DAC or power supply with the stereo amp, Cambridge, NAD, Totem Acoustics, lots of great brands there. There's a reel-to-reel you can see on the top there. That's pretty cool. I didn't see it function. It could just be decoration. We don't know. So I did grab my CDs. I went over and had a look at the shop. There's some clips there, some B&Ws in the background. $4,000 for Heresy's demo-only prices. So that looks like I didn't get to see that name. Is that a Cayenne? Cayenne's a tube amp brand. I believe they're made in China. I'm not 100% certain. The Sonus Fabers there, of course, but a Cayenne's been quite a well-known and up-and-coming brand in terms of like their offerings. Of course, Macintosh with their tube amps is the next level. The next level. The Technics integrated amps there with the UV meters or VU meters. Lots and lots of options. Like I said, there's lots of modern day sort of options. You have Mission there, you have NED, and these have to be Dolly with the square labels. The Sonus Faber Lumina 2s, Lumina 1s, Mission speakers, Cambridge, Marantz, Denon. I saw Yamaha as well. Lots and lots of options. So, anyways, we don't need to continue through the whole thing. I believe I will just head on over to the CD part of this display. So this is because it's another person. I can't. Let me see if I can feature this one. There you go. Okay, so we're going to do it this way. I'm going to grab my CDs. This is a little bit delayed, so I wanted to do it side by side. Maybe I can still do that side by side. No, I'm going to have to do it like this, and I'll zoom in when I have the CD in front of me. So we're going to go through 12 CDs. I'll make this quick. I don't want to have everybody hanging out. If you guys have any questions or anything at all, let me know in the comments. Comment something. Let me know who's here, who's not here. I see comments as they pop up, so please let me know if you're here. That would be fantastic as some feedback. The first CD on my list, as I shift the weight of this whole rig that I have going on, I don't know what happened there. Okay, the first CD that I got that I was encouraged to get. Wow, that's not very zoomed in. Yeah, I bought 12, exactly. And you're going to see the price is going to continue as we go. So I should have actually picked, hold on a second. If I can change the camera, I will. Bear with me for a second. Camera, let me remove this one. See, this is part of the, went to backstage. Let me see if I can actually change. Edit, no. Overhead edit, name, no. More settings, camera. I'm trying to find the camera that's got less zoom. Oh, okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, let me go. Let me put this back in the holder. See, I'm doing all this for you guys. I can see my CDs. Okay, so let me adjust a couple of things here. Make it look pretty. And we'll go with it like that. That'll work. That'll work for my needs. There we go. So let me see. I can put this one up. I can put this focus solo layout. There you go. So there's the first CD. As many are going to recognize this. This is the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon CD. This was the 50th anniversary remastered edition, as you can see there. I definitely needed this in my collection. I said recently in an Instagram video that I don't have this one currently in my collection, so I did need to have this one, and I did get the CD player recently, so this one's definitely a needed to get, even though it was a new price, which you can see, but I don't want to admit that I spent. This one was an absolute must. I needed this in my collection. So moving on, I have always been a really big fan of Loreena McKennitt. Her voice is incredible and a unique sort of character as well. So out of all of the vocalists that I know of, this is definitely something that I wanted to get. And I was lucky enough to actually find quite a number of these CDs at the store. They are used. They are verified to be in good condition. So you can see that it says used. Let's just see if we can confirm that they gave me a very good quality CD. I mean, for used and touting that they've checked these CDs for good quality, I think they did a really good job. That's just about spotless. So I'm really happy with that. I'm glad to have found a lot of Loreena McKennitt CDs. She's quite a magical vocalist. I'm very happy with that. So continuing on with the collection, like I said, I was out for a focused lot of CDs. These are another CD in the collection of Lorena McKennitt that I was looking for. This one actually comes with a DVD, if you can see in the corner there. This might actually have a surround version or a 5.1 version of this disc, these songs. So if it does, that's pretty incredible. You can see here that this is a enhanced CD at the bottom, but this case also has a DVD in it, which reportedly has Dolby Digital. So I believe that this is a 5.1 mix of the CD. Probably not a video per se, but I will confirm all of that once I pop it into the player. So again, that's another Lorena McKennitt CD, and used because there's a DVD with it, it's a little bit more, but that's still one of the very popular and good albums that she has. So I'm glad to have found this one as well. So if anybody's doing a running total, that would be hilarious. Yeah, so this is from earlier. Yeah, 12 CDs. Been decades since I've listened to her. Yeah, and it comes around a lot because, yeah, I do play it on my channel. So absolutely. And I'm glad to inspire and share stuff like that with people. Other than this, I mean, this is quite a classic. For a lot of people, this is a classic CD. Pretty good condition. There's not a whole lot on there. You need to hold it at different angles, put different colors in the background. See my face in there. So Pearl Jam's a classic. Some of the songs on here go way back. This was a 1991 release. You can't get more classic than that. Even Flow, Jeremy, these are two really, really big songs for Pearl Jam, and this is one of their best albums as far as I'm concerned. This symbol, if a lot of people don't know, this means analog, digital. So it was recorded into analog. It was analog mastered or mixed, and then it was digitally transferred. So that's from tape to digital. I'm having some trouble with the delay in the video. So that's what that is. So incredible. This was a little bit much for me to spend on a CD that's used, but at the same time, this is one that is a classic, and there are a few of them that I did want to get and felt like it was worth spending. So this one as well, a very classic album. If, most people don't recognize Take 5 in terms of a demo song, this is a big classic. This one is actually a different disc from what I've noticed. There is a new remix of this one, but something tells me this was like an original print. The way that this artwork looks, there's not even a date on the back that I can see. It was imported and distributed by a Canadian specific label, but there's no date on the back of this. I couldn't find a date. So the other disc had a clear side. It was newer paperwork. I wanted to grab the older one for my own reasons. Maybe I will go back and grab the other one afterwards. This still doesn't have the date on the top. It's just, I'm going to have to look up the date that this was produced, because it doesn't actually say anywhere. That's wild. This is old enough that it doesn't even have a date on it. Wow. I'm actually surprised. I'm quiet right now because I'm surprised. These almost all have a date describing when they were produced. This is the first CD that I've seen anywhere. It doesn't even have a date on the disc. I'm looking around the edges of the disc, and I don't even see a date printed anywhere. So it's unknown. It says in the bottom there that it is digitally mastered, analog recorded. So it gives you some idea what's going on. I mean, just like vinyl, you can see a lot of the same details there. Yes, AAD is nice. That's, they just need to put it through that last phase to get it on the CD, of course. That's something to look out for on many things. So again, at the bottom there, it says, or at the top, it says, let me see, tilt it the other way, digitally remastered directly from original analog tapes. So that's pretty cool. And this, like I said, this is the older version of this. There's another disc that's clearer that looks newer, but I have no idea what it is. So I may have to go back and compare it. Moving along with my Pink Floyd collection, this is Echoes, which is a best of, and there are 2 discs in here with quite a number of tracks. So let me move it over to the middle. There you go. So there's Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2, Great Gig in the Sky, Money, Keep Talking, Sheep, Sorrow, and then Shine on Your Crazy Diamond, Time, Comfortably Numb, Us and Them, Learning to Fly, Wish You Were Here, High Hopes, like lots and lots of classics. I needed this one because it does the bulk of my heavy lifting for a certain price. I mean, the fact that it's a double disc as well seems to be in pretty good order. A lot of these cases are broken when they come out, but they're, I'm showing off the quality of a lot of this stuff also as like a display of the integrity of the store, and to say that, yes, I mean, these stores still exist and this is the kind of thing that you can get. You know what you can't do with streaming? Well, exactly what I'm doing here. There you go. And I loves my pudding. You can pretend I said that in a Joker's voice. So here's another artist that I have been in love with for a long time. Andrea Bocelli's got this kind of voice that draws me in. I'm very, I don't know how to describe it, but I said drawn in, and that's the best that I can put it for now. This has definitely been on my list that I wanted to get. Not this particular album per se. There are a number of tracks on here that I do appreciate. This has got that, I can't pronounce it in Italian, the Conte Pero, which is, I guess, Time to Say Goodbye. There's a tribute at the bottom there that's recorded with Sarah Brightman, which is an amazing version of this track. So now I have 2 of them that are on here. There's bonus tracks that are included. A couple of fairly popular tracks. I've seen them on lots of his best of. So this is a really nice one to have. Philips on the back, of course, because Philips and Sony were basically responsible for the whole CD technology to begin with. The date on here is listed as 1996 as a reprint, I guess, compilation. So this, I suppose, is a compilation of his types of songs. I'm assuming they're romance songs. So I'm very happy to have found this for $6. I'm very happy to see that these were available, and also like in very good condition. Unless they have a resurfacing machine, these are really nice. I don't have to crawl all over the city to go and find my used CDs. I just go down and visit Sonic Boom. So here's another CD by him. This song, Songo, showed up on a Grammy-nominated disc a while ago, compilation disc from many years ago. And I used to play this in my system and played it for my mom one time quite a while ago. And she and I basically cried listening to the song. And she had looked over at me after the song was over and said, how it's so amazing someone can do that with their voice, to elicit such response and emotion and that kind of thing. So there's the song title there, Songo, basically dream in quotations. There's quite a number of others that are on here that I recognize that I'm going to enjoy, but Sanyo, pronounced more like Sanyo. Okay, that's true. And I guess it's similar to Spanish in that way, where the N has the accent over it. So when I hear him sing it, it sounds like GN. NG. It's interesting. I can't make it out 100%, but you would know better than me. I am not debating your expertise in that. Your expertise in pronunciation. Sorry, I'm reading the comments like as I'm going here, and I think they're a little bit delayed as well. So I appreciate your feedback. That's great. So there you go from the expert. This is how you're supposed to say it. I am clearly just a rookie, and I'm learning as I go here. But I'm very glad to have found the CD here, and I will definitely enjoy it. And I'll probably never say the name again. Very, very mispronounced. My dyslexia kicks in, and I'm like, yeah, it's Songo, like Songo, but it's not. So here's another Lorena McKennitt CD that I found. This is a deluxe edition that's got a couple of extra tracks on it, I suppose. And I think, to be honest with you, because I enjoy her music so much, I was a little bit indiscriminate about picking up the CDs. I basically grabbed everything in the store, whether I knew what it was or not. And I'm glad that there are quite a few on hand. So now I have as much of the music as possible on disc, and I don't need to really rely on. This is actually a double disc as well. There's 2 discs in here. I don't know what QR is. So this is one of her best of deluxe CDs, which is fantastic because I believe like most of what she sings is best of. So it's fantastic. Yeah, so there's Mystic Dreams, Bonnie Swans. There's quite a number of really popular tunes on here. Dark of the Night Soul, Beneath the Phrygian Sky, All Night Souls for Solar. So this is a really nice one. This has also got, like, what does it say down here? Dolby Digital. I don't know why it's Dolby Digital, but apparently there's some extra materials that are on here. I don't know what this QRSW1 is. It's probably some sort of like production that they added onto the CD. So yeah, very good find. Again, for $10 and all these songs that I appreciate so much. You think about how much money we spend on our hi-fi. For me not to have some of these like classics, like I have a lot of her CDs in here. Actually coming out, finishing off this whole deck is all Lorena McKennitt CDs. So this one as well, a number of songs that are meaningful and quite popular. So again, Mystic Dream, Bonnie Swans, Full Circle, these are all. The Santiago song is actually pretty good too. And I'm glad to have them on CD because as I've experienced lately, as much as I appreciate what streaming does, there's an argument to say that streaming is not paying as much as they need to their artists. But then also the quality that I'm hearing from CD is quite special. So I'm glad to have this collection on CD where I don't need an internet connection to enjoy it. So the last one on my list tonight, sadly, I can't show off more, and I will keep the stream short for the attention spans out there. Another Lorena McKennitt CD. This one seems like it may have live recordings. I'm not entirely sure. The cover having this is another enhanced CD. I'm not sure what comes on it, but I won't be really looking into it. Ancient Muse. This has a number of songs. Some of them that I recognize, some of them that I don't, but sometimes that's the best thing about it. You take a chance on a CD based on your faith in the artist, and they may really surprise you. So that's the collection of CDs. That's all 12, all in all. I'm not going to tell you how much money I spent. It was worth it. I will enjoy this collection of CDs quite a bit. I'm happy with them. I'm glad that I was able to find the collection that I needed, and it's actually really kind of incredible to have these options. Like in the city, I can go and pick up CDs still, and I can have this kind of experience. I have a number of CDs already, collection that I've invested a lot of time in, and have enjoyed expanding and growing and looking for like new technologies, new options, all that kind of thing. So I'm happy that I can still explore it. I'm happy that the methods of music enjoyment are still available to me, and that I can continue that collection with confidence that it's not going to be a waste. It's not going to be outdated. It's not the same as having, we move through so many different technologies for like streaming and MP3s and format wars and all these kinds of things. And then you have to keep transferring it. The best thing about a CD is if I come to your house and I want to listen to what I have, if you have the same streaming, okay, good. We might be able to look it up on YouTube, but then how good's the quality? If I bring the CD or vinyl, the quality is going to be precisely the same coming from the source. The only thing that's going to be different is whatever equipment you have at home, whatever that happens to be, whatever turntables, whatever speakers are different, then the source never changes. The streaming, in essence, they say it doesn't change, but we don't know exactly where their source of streaming comes from. Most of the stuff on iTunes is mastered for iTunes. It's not CD quality. It's not from CD. It's technically remixed or remastered into iTunes for iTunes. It says specifically on the files. Now, I don't know much about that technology, but the fact that they're stating it for me gives me the idea that, yeah, maybe not all streaming is the same. So that's just a point of interest in why I've invested in CDs. And I thank you all for watching the stream tonight. I know that it's very different. I'm normally on Instagram, and it's still early enough. I might still do a short thing because it's a completely different audience. I'll redirect them over here, and I'll have my friends here. Please join me on Instagram as well. If you ever get around to it, it's the same name. You can look it up in Google, and the name will pop up, and we'll see each other in the future. Vel, my friend, thank you for hanging out and being so wonderful and responsive and helpful. I always appreciate it. It's nice to know that this isn't going into the echo of the abyss and then no one hears anything, because that would be an incredible shame. So thank you for being here and joining. I definitely appreciate that. I will probably do something for Instagram afterwards. It's not so late just yet. So we'll see what happens. And to the rest of my friends, thanks for watching. And I will see you in the next stream, which will probably also be completely unannounced, except for last minute. I need to figure out my schedule. So, well, that is what it is. Anyhow, see you next time. Thank you for watching this short one. Take it easy. Happy New Year. Enjoy yourself. Listen to some music, and then give me some feedback. Let me know what you think of the haul that I got, the CD collection. Where do you buy your music from? What's your opinion on streaming versus physical? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Take it easy.